I'm finished with homework. I'm finished with school. Wait, how much do I owe them again? You heard right. Today's the day we're going to talk about student loans. But don't be too worried about this. We're going to take it kind of simple steps. First things first, I'm not a CPA. I didn't get my degree in accounting. So how am I qualified to talk about this? Well, for an in-depth conversation, no, I'm not qualified. I don't know those numbers. I can't give you the nitty-gritty information. For a basic overview and for my personal experience with student loans, oh yeah, 3 universities, how to get student loans in all 3 of them, I got you covered. So this video is mainly going to be about what I have learned and what I wish I would have known right at the very beginning. So let's get some new words understood right now. Here's the new vocabulary or terms to know. Good news for you, there's only 4 words. The first word is principal. Principal is the amount of money you borrowed. That's simple enough, right? This number is usually not the number you pay back. Well, why is that? Well, it's because of our second word, interest. Interest is an interesting word. For the simple purposes of this video, we can think of interest like tax, only continual taxes. A certain percentage will be added onto what we borrow or what we owe. For example, 1% is like 1 cent on a dollar. 1% on a $10 bill is 10 cents, and 2.5% on $10 would be a quarter. Now, how much will you be charged in interest? Good one. This all depends on your interest rate. Some rates are low, some rates are high. Low interest rates are really great for the student because that's less you have to pay back in terms of interest. And yes, interest must be paid off as well. Some interest rates are high, which is good for the company because that's more money they make. Now, what is the highest interest rate I have seen on a student loan? For some reason, I do not remember, but it is either 6.8% or 8.6%. That is 68 cents on a $10 bill or 8.6 cents per $10. At school, you're not borrowing $10, you're borrowing thousands of dollars, if not tens of thousands of dollars. If you go to a specialty school, like a medical specialty school, we're now talking along the lines of hundreds of thousands of dollars. Now, I would like to take the time to remind everyone watching this video to breathe. If you need to rewind that little clip, please do so right now. If you want to pause, please do so. But I'm moving on. Okay, are you calm, cool, and collected now? Yeah? Good. We're moving on now. Now, the next part, which is tied into interest. When will the interest start? This is a great introduction to our new word 3 and 4, subsidized, non-subsidized. Subsidized means you will be charged interest after you graduate from school. So hypothetically speaking, what you're telling me right now is that I could borrow money when I'm in school and pay it all off before I graduate, and I don't have to pay interest? All I do is pay off that principal amount, the amount I borrowed and nothing else? Well, I mean, hypothetically, yes. The school may tack on fees and other miscellaneous charges, but yeah, no interest. So what's up with unsubsidized loans? From here on out, whenever I talk about subsidized and unsubsidized loans, I will most likely be referring to them as sub and unsub. In unsub loans, your interest starts when you pull out your loans. This means you get charged interest while you are in school. And this means by the time you graduate, you already have interest that you need to pay back. This is why I call these loans the unhappy loans. In the US of A, you have about 6 months after graduation before you are mandated to start paying back your loans. These 6 months is called deferment. It's just 6 months to find a job. Yep, 6 months. Now, are there exceptions to this rule of 6 months? Well, yeah. When are there not exceptions? Before the pandemic, because things changed with the pandemic, if you lived in a place that had a natural disaster and you filled out paperwork, if you were going through a hardship and you filled out paperwork, if anything else happens to you and you filled out paperwork, you may or may not qualify to get an extended deferment, loans being forgiven, anything to help you with student loan payment. Now, as I said, that was pre-pandemic. We're still technically in the pandemic of COVID-19 right now. This means student loan payments are not required until September 2021, I think. This also means that interest rates have been set to 0% on sub and unsub loans. This has been mandated on the federal level, so yay! I graduated in August 2020. I should have started paying back my loans approximately January 2021. Because of the student loan mandate on the federal level, I don't have to pay it back for an additional, how many months is that? 5 to 8 months plus 0% interest. I do not have a mandated payment until September 2021. I'm not really going to speak about what I'm currently doing, but I will ask and answer 2 questions that will give you an idea about what I'm currently doing. Do you have to wait till you get a bill to pay off your student loans? No. Do you have to pay only the minimum amount? No. You can technically pay less than the minimum amount. That's not recommended. Or you can pay over the minimum amount. Now, student loans can be very confusing, especially when you hear this tidbit of information. You don't have just 2 loans, sub and unsub. You easily get 2 new loans every time you renew or request additional student loans. This is done pretty much every year or every 2 semesters. Now, doing the math here, that means graduating from a 4-year university, you have 8 loans to start with. Can you apply for more loans? Yep. Do you have to take the full amount that's been offered to you? No. Unfortunately, a lot of this can be confusing when you're 1, brand new to all of this, and 2, you're not used to working in these large numbers. I hope this helps all sorts of people with an introduction of student loans and what does it all mean. For next week, I'm going to talk about something that I'm not relatively good at doing. Self-care! Thank you for watching. Be kind. Until next time. You want to lie down? You can... It really smells. One of the dogs farted in here. Oh.